Hi, how are you? My name is Kate. Welcome to my channel. Today I will be sharing to you a reread of the Audible that I finished. It's called Below Zero by Hazelwood. So this is the third and final part of her novel. I finished it today. It's only 4 hours Audible. Currently it has 4.5 stars in the Audible. And before I give you the book review and summary, allow me to read to you the journal that I made for this Audible or book. Just to let you know, there will be a lot of spoilers. So if you are not a fan of a spoiler, please move along. Thank you. It was narrated by Savannah Peachwood. She has a very nice voice. I love it. When I listen to these kinds of book, I always want to make sure that the voice of the reader or the narrator is very, very lovely. That made me picture like, okay, this is how she really looks like. I also love the voice of Ian Floyd. It sounded very ginger, which is very good because if you look at the cover, it's really that him. He's really the one speaking. And also the characters are Hannah, Ian, Sadie, and Mara, Liam, Eric, and her boss, which is Dr. Merrill. Also, the genre is romance, contemporary. It was published by July 5 last year. And now I'm going to do the book summary followed by book review. So the summary is it has 3 settings. So it was 5 years ago, present time, and then 6 years ago. That's how the story went. She recalled 5 years ago and then the present time, which is happening now. And then after that, she recalled what happened 6 months ago. So to avoid confusion for you and me, I will do it 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and present time. So what happened is that 5 years ago, she was a student of aeronautic or aerospace in Caltech. Dr. Helena, the mentor of Mara in the first book, gave actually a homework, and it was about informational interview. So Mara said that I know someone who works for NASA because they know Hannah loves working for NASA in space and Mars. So he said, I have a cousin, sort of cousin, maybe he can do an informational interview with you. Hannah just ignored it because she does not care. That's what kind of person she is. She is emotionally unavailable. She's problematic and all. She's like a black cat. And then 1 month before, like it was about to be due date, she asked Mara to give her the phone number, and Mara did the very different way. She talked to the long lost relatives just to get Floyd's number. I'm gonna call him Floyd because Ian is no. I'm gonna call him Floyd because Ian Floyd. So his last name is Floyd. So Floyd was a very successful person in NASA. He's into engineering. And so Hannah contacted him and said, can I do informational interview with you? Can we do it by Zoom? But Ian Floyd said, I'm actually in Pasadena, and we can go to either virtual or if you want to person. But because Hannah is very driven person and she really wants to work on space, work on robotic and Mars, so she said, we can go out for coffee. At least I can repay you for the things. That day came, and she was surprised because Ian Floyd said, I'm wearing a jeans and gray shirt. But Mara described her long lost cousin as brown hair. But the thing is, he and Mara would look like sibling, very, very ginger hair. And then he thinks that, no, she thinks that he likes him, although it's not his type, it's not her type. So basically she immediately feel connection to him and did some interview to him. And instead of doing interview about his homework for Dr. Helena, what she did is she asked him about the propulsion, about the project in Mars, the robotics and all. Basically she immediately pursue him, that will settle her for his career. So it felt to me on this part that she was using Ian Floyd, but And then there was a time that she was able to convince him to bring him to the lab so he can show more of his work and so on and so forth, because Hannah is that kind of person that she was very interested. And when they arrived there, they didn't talk about the interview, they talked about the jobs, how to get to NASA, what are the requirements, and so forth. And it happens that um, Lloyd, Floyd is also having issue with the bug on his system. So Hannah fixed it, and then Hannah tried to seduce him, flirt him, and they made out, and they both come together. But after they did that, dry humping and all, Floyd asked her to go on a dinner with her. Hannah said, I don't do dinner, I don't do dates. So basically, Hannah just confessed to him that I don't do relationship, I just do friends with benefits or casual hookup. But Floyd was extremely surprised. He was caught off guard, and Hannah noticed it, so she just left and closed the door. And after that, 4 years passed. And now we go to the 4 years passed. Hannah graduated, she did the interview, applied for NASA, she got the position. And when she got the position, they had the first new hire orientation in NASA. And when she was there, she was not expecting to see Floyd. But when she turned around, she immediately see Ian Floyd, and he is now a big time boss. He's now the chief engineer. He's now giving the speech to the new hires or new employee. And when they saw each other, Hannah thought that Ian Floyd will be like egoistic because she rejected him and didn't want a relationship. But contrary, Ian Floyd was very nice. He was very kind to him, and their chemistry immediately went up like fire rocket and was amazing, super amazing. And because the time that they were separated, Hannah realized or came to her senses that she really liked Ian Floyd. When they meet again on their orientation day, she said, "Can I take you on a coffee?" But Ian Floyd said, "I can't." And then she thought that she was rejected. But the thing is, Ian Floyd is now a big time boss, and he has to go to another center to check or investigate the project. And so they went. But after 3 days, Hannah went to Norway to do her own projects, which she was hired for. She did a lot of project and all that stuff. And after 6 months, she went back to NASA. She made another proposal, but it was rejected by Ian Floyd for the grant or the expenses because it was very dangerous. It's on February when there's bad weather, but it's very crucial, and Hannah is really like driven and passionate. This is her long time dream, and so on and so forth. So she got the email of notification that she has been rejected of her proposal. She went to her boss, confronted him. Why is this rejected if all I get was positive feedback? Which is true because the project is really great and awesome. So Dr. Mayer accidentally said that it was Floyd who rejected the project, and he made it sure that it sounded like Floyd does not trust Hannah's talent or skill or capability. So she was fuming, furious. And the following day, when she was going down the stairs of NASA and Ian Floyd was going up, she confronted him. She was very rude to him, and she said F off, and then mentioned that it doesn't matter because Dr. Merrill still found a way to fund the expedition. And then Ian Floyd got mad because he knows it's very dangerous because he has been to that place for 2 times. But Hannah did not listen, so she still left despite the risk and concert and all those things. Present times, which is the third setting, because of the strong storm and weather that is awful, she fall on a glacier with the robot and she broke her or sprained her ankle. But the problem is that no rescue team can come to her area or to the accident because it was very dangerous. Dr. Merrill, her boss, is a D-bag who doesn't even bother to help her and said tomorrow they will come. But the thing is, it's very dangerous. There's only 5 hours of sun. After that, she will be frozen to death. However, out of nowhere, Ian Floyd voice come and said, Dr. Arroyo, are you okay? Blah, 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 blah. And they talk. And then Ian brought his own boat, climbed a glacier, went to Hannah's area of accident despite of the danger, risk, and bad condition. Overall, she was crying, she's numb and all that, but Lloyd was very relaxed. He gave her a rope, like pull her up on the like normal steep, and then because she has an injured ankle, Floyd carried her all the way for the accident until the boat, and they nearly slipped 2 times, but she hold and he constantly like got a grip of her. And when they arrived to the boat, Hannah was extremely surprised because no one was there. But Ian Floyd was very calm, and then oh my god, my neighbor. And then he fed her, he gave her drink, and when she was very cold at night, she gave her like a blanket, keep her warm. And they went to the safe area, which is I forgot the name, but it's in Oslo. It's in Norway. And then they fly to Oslo. During the flight, they had a conversation, reminisce about the past, like if you went out on a dinner, would are we still be together, yada yada, and so on. And then they arrived to Houston, where Mara and Sadie were waiting for her, along with Eric and Liam, their boyfriends. And that was when Hannah found out that Ian Floyd did an extra mile to contact Mara so that her best friend will be aware of what happened to her when they are arriving, and so that she can tell the story of the accident. And after that, because she was very exhausted and tired and the elevator of her apartment is not working, she got carried by Ian Floyd until the 7th floor where they slept together. And then the boys, Eric, Liam, and Ian Floyd went to Ian Floyd's apartment while the 3 girls stay on Hannah's apartment. The following day, they had a talk, like a girly talk, explaining what's going on, catching up, the accident, and so on and so forth. And then they went to Ian Floyd's apartment where they catch up with the guys. Ian Floyd and Hannah dropped them to the airport, and after that, he drove him to her apartment, and she said, do you want to have a dinner with me? But Ian Floyd was scared because he already got rejected before, and he thought that Hannah only wants a hookup or sex. But Hannah, for real this time, came to her senses, realized that she really loved him because he has done a lot of things for her, despite of her being a pain in the. And so they went up, they made love, but I got turned off when they are making love that Ian Floyd is doing or comparing her boobies or to the something related to Constellation and Mars. Yeah, he was comparing. I was like, oh my god, that's just such a turn off. And that's how the end of the story. And the epilogue is that 9 months later, they were able to fly a robot to Mars called Serendipity. It landed well. They kissed each other, and that went out to the newspaper, and that's the end. Now we go to the book review. This book is a feel-good book, which I really like. It's about STEM, woman in power, brilliant woman, knowledgeable, strong woman in STEM, which is very nice. That's one of the things that I like. Another thing that I like is how Floyd was very loyal to her from the first time that they met. 5 years later, he was still very loyal to her. Second is that Hannah stopped hooking up or having casual sex with others after that incident because she got busy with work and just focused with um, Hannah and her friendship with Sadie and Mara, which is really good. And then I also like how she graduated and really pursue her dream, which is inspirational because despite her being problematic, the child with trouble on her family, she still pursue and complete her dream, which is working to NASA and do some scientific research for Mars. I really like that a lot. I like how Mara and Sadie took a vacation to visit her and to take care of her, which is very nice. I also like how this is very consistent to all Ali Hazelwood books. Previously, everything in STEM, same guy, same character, just a different story, which is very good. You won't get lost. You will feel or grasp her signature. And I also like how this is just a short novel, few drama. Although there's not that much plot twist, it's kind of predictable. And now to the dislike. First of all, I dislike surprisingly Hannah because she's very problematic. And in the beginning of the Audible, she talked so much. She talked from how she started fall in love with NASA and Mars and how she was being compared. I don't remember Sadie and Mars' story having that very long of talking about herself, her childhood, and all. Maybe Ali Hazelwood is doing a different perspective, but it kind of got me bored because it was too much talking. I also didn't like how she is emotionally available to the point that she does not love Sadie and Mara despite of what they did to her after what they've been through post-grad and all. She's really emotionally unavailable. She does not date. She does only hook up, which is big red flag for me. Just because. And then I also didn't like her boss because he manipulated Hannah that he was rejected by Ian Floyd, didn't believe her capability, and then that he left Hannah alone in the winter storm and didn't even do anything to um, send a rescue team or attempted. But I'm so glad that Hannah made a complaint about him because his negligence wasn't proven because they signed this little consent before they go to the project. I also didn't like how Hannah treated Floyd despite everything that he has done for her, everything how he made literally everything impossible just to save her. She was ungrateful, she was rude, she was judgmental, and so on and so forth. But I guess that comes from her. But I don't think she has a trauma other than being compared to her siblings. So I don't know. So those are my dislikes. The character development, I didn't see that much. The story is kind of predictable with a little bit of details. So yeah, and I actually read the Goodreads before to rereading this, and many only gave it 1 star. But for me, this is still a 4 star with the spice 0. Although they did it, he compared her boobies to constellation and Mars, and the ocean in Mars to her tingalingaling. So I'm like, no, no. And that is why even if this is 4 star, the spice is still 0. I don't know if I would recommend this to you. I am undecided because it's kind of turned off how it was predictable to me and how she had a long talk. But based on the summary review, if you love Ali Hazelwood that much, go ahead and read this. But I'm telling you, if you don't read this, you won't miss a lot of things. But yeah, couldn't make that decision for you. I'm so sorry. So that would be all for today. Thank you very much for listening and for watching. Please like and subscribe. Until next video again. Goodbye.